We all need to keep up with the latest apps on Shopify. I'm always surprised when I install one of these things and my store actually benefits. Today, we are looking at StoreQ, Marsello, Yakkyofy, Offset, and order tracking. Not necessarily in that order, so stay tuned if you want to look at all of them. All right, let's do it. Okay, and the first app we're going to be looking at is StoreQ. This app is really simple and free, so I thought that would be a good one to start with. It's essentially just a blog that showcases special days of the year for you to generate user engagement campaigns. So yeah, if you go on in and you log in, it asks you to pick a certain number of categories. It recommends 5, but it actually has 1,800 different categories that you can choose from. So let's just open it up. Here you go. To find it, you just have to go StoreQ on the Shopify App Store, and then you'll be right here. So these are the keywords that I picked when I joined. So I went with life and living, nature and environment, books and literature, Africa, park ranger, vegetarian, and vegan. But if we just click here, we can see all of the different types of categories that they've got. And if you pick any of these, for example, if you were selling sort of like couples jewelry, maybe you'd click accessories, and dogs. That seems to be a big dropshipping event. And then if we go back to the what's up, we will now have some jewelry things and open up an umbrellas indoors day. I mean, it's kind of funny how the first one I look at is just ridiculous. Oh my God. But that's kind of the nature of the beast. The idea is just to come on here every now and again and understand what's coming up, so you can convert these ideas into a simple social media post or even extravagant email marketing campaigns. Something like International Women's Day that was yesterday, that would have been a good thing for you to put up on your blogs or on Instagram. Make a little video, showcase all of the female employees that you work with. I am just by myself in this room, but I do have I don't have female employees, no, I don't. But that is kind of the idea of the whole thing, is to just expose yourself to ideas that you probably wouldn't have been exposed to. Like Purple Day, which is coming up this month, Friday the 26th of March. Also Tuberculosis Day and Atheist Day. Pretty much you can just go in here and it will take you to days of the year and you can jump in and learn more about that day. Some of them will obviously be self-explanatory, but if you want to understand exactly why the day is such, then you can even pass that information onto your customers. People enjoy just learning random anecdotes and facts. If you want to be a bit more diligent with your scheduling, you can use something like Later in conjunction with StoreQ and have a look at what's up next week. So this Sunday, the International Day of Forests, you could start taking photos of the trees around you and say, hey guys, why don't you comment below where your favorite tree is? Here's where my favorite tree is. You know, you don't always have to have your social media be quite in line with the products that you sell. You can just say, hey, I'm a person as well, and I like trees. Or won't you be my neighbor day, or Purple Day, or tuberculosis? You know, you kind of get the idea. Or you could plan a little bit further ahead. World Autism Day and Children's Book Day are coming up next month in the beginning of April. So yeah, completely free. There's not many customizations you can do. It is essentially just a blog. But I thought that it would be good to use this app in conjunction with Marsello, and that is the second app that we're going to be looking at. So this is Marsello. It's essentially just like Smile.io and MailChimp combined, where it gives you the power to have an email marketing campaign, SMS marketing, as well as a loyalty program. So I don't have all of the power of this app. They're trying to upsell me to Pro plan. But right now I've got a rewards program, which is pretty cool. It has been redeemed 0 times. But you know, if you were to upgrade and you were to really dig your heels into the rewards program, people would benefit. And you would benefit. Essentially, the whole idea is that people will trust you. You'll have an increase in average order value and an increase in return on investment, because people will choose you and choose your brand over other stores because you offer a little bit of a discount. The whole idea is that it's like scratch your back, you scratch mine. You give them a discount, they get loyalty points, they come back and spend that discount and spend those loyalty points, and the cycle continues. You'll have a little bit of a decrease in your profits because you'll be giving out discounts, but hopefully your customer lifetime value will increase because people are coming back to you, and your average order value, as I just said, will increase as well. But that's just the idea. Let's have a little look around Marsello. So you can have a look at your revenue and all of your customers. I mean, you can see that in Shopify as well, but this would be tied to people who are coming back to your store and spending those loyalty points. So for Fern City, we can see that I have 6 customers, 3 email subscribers. Nobody's on the SMS. All of these people have not repeated a purchase, and the average purchase frequency is probably too low to be able to see. And yeah, we had one buy on March 1st. And because I just started it, the loyalty and feedback isn't full, but this is where you would see how people are engaging with you, how much people spend their loyalty points, and so on. Then we have the email campaigns and the SMS campaigns. So it's up to you. There's a lot of email campaign softwares out there. I personally go with MailChimp. I've done a video on them as well. You can have a look at that there. But I kind of like things like Marsello, where it's like, it's all here. You can save time flitting between different apps, and you can just send out this email campaign, which is directly linked to a loyalty program. You can give out coupon codes and things like that inside of your emails. People like personalized SMSs straight from Marsello, and it's got a great open rate. I think it's got like a 90% open rate. I read on Marsello when I joined. That was from them. I'm not too sure how accurate that is, because obviously there's millions and millions of people who use phones all over the world. Another cool feature of Marsello is that you can link many stores to it. I've just got the one store right here, Fern City, but if you wanted to link a few more stores, then you could combine all of that work into this app. And then you have the customers tab. As you can see, nobody here has collected points because I've just installed this week, and these orders were from previous times. And you'll be able to keep up here who has the highest points, who's using the points, and who is not using the points. And of course, how many orders they've made. Then you have the loyalty tab, where you can customize your loyalty widget, which would be on the site. So you can change the theme color. Black's always quite nice, but you know, you could go blue. You can change the layout, which starts with center. You can have a bigger one on basic, floating panel, and slide panel. And then you have the center. You could even input an image, like these strawberries. Oh no, they're tomatoes, like these tomatoes. Then you can pick the font. Of course, you want to have your fonts the same across all of your platforms where you can customize it. Of course, you can't customize things on Instagram and other channels like that, Google. But when you have the opportunity, you might as well go the same. Then if you upgrade, you get to change what is actually set on here. So there's many good things that come from upgrading to the pro version, like the marketing campaigns, can't use that on the free version, and the point of sale integrations if you wanted to do local selling. Other than that, that is Marsello. I will now be moving on to the next app, which is Yakkyofy. So what the hell is Yakkyofy? Yakkyofy is basically like a fulfillment center. They give you options for dropshipping and for wholesale. I really like this app because they have the option for personalization. If you're getting a bit more advanced as a dropshipper, then you can start building your own personal brands. And they make it very easy for you because they have a warehouse in Shenzhen where you can dropship your products to for free, and they will hold them there and they will print private labels with your logo on them, and then you can send them out in bulk. This whole process is called 3PL, third-party logistics, and it's going to save you a lot of hassle if you want to import things, for example, on bulk from China to the USA. That whole idea basically is just going to save you a bunch of time. If you send 500 products from Shenzhen to San Francisco, and then you send those products out from San Francisco from another warehouse in San Francisco, or even just your house, that's what I do, just in the laundry where I keep my products. Then what you can do is you will have 3 to 5 day shipping times instead of the 50 to 100 day shipping times with AliExpress. So let's just jump into Yakkyofy. The first thing you'd want to do is import a product. So the way to do that is you can use their product research software where they have a catalog. So there's a bunch of, classic dropshipping products here. A little bit of redefining here, hot products, but I don't really see anything different going on there. But the coolest part of Yakkyofy that I've found is that you can put in a photograph of products. So I'm actually selling these on Fern City, just biodegradable charcoal bamboo toothbrushes. So if we take a photo and then we just upload them and then we just send a request. Well, so it doesn't look like it worked, which is a bit of a shame. I was kind of hoping that that would work. I would encourage you to try that with your own products. Take whatever you've got and put it into Yakkyofy and you might be able to find products. Otherwise, of course, there's a million ways to find products. My ever-growing product research playlist is just here, if you want to check that out. And then what you can do once you've found your product, and there's many to pick from, is you can put it in here through the Chrome extension, or you can put it in manually, and they will give you a quotation as to how much that will cost to keep in their warehouse with all of the shipping included. And then of course you can have your orders. I don't have anything in here. I just keep it all through DSs. You can pick many different stores. I just have Fern City. And then of course there is a place to see where your products are going through the virtual warehouse. They also have an option for an e-wallet where you can just add funds here to make things flow a bit smoother. If you have funds on Yakkyofy, that means that they can make purchases for you. You can either do the wholesale method that they have, which is the Shenzhen warehouse, or you can do traditional dropshipping where you just link it to your store. People buy from your store and then Yakkyofy buys it from your supplier. Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Okay, and the next app we have is Offset, completely free app here. All that it really is a calculator. So, well, it's a little bit more than that, but basically, if you do the calculations on Offset, it will tell you how much Shopify will charge you each month to offset your shipping carbon. So basically, all over the world, trillions of products are being sent around. So the importance of this, I'm just going to read you an excerpt from the Shopify blog on this. The impact of commerce carbon emissions. This is pretty crazy. Basically, only last year, that's just 1 year out of the many years that Shopify has been running, Shopify merchants shipped 1.1 billion packages that traveled over 1 trillion kilometers. That distance would take you around the Earth 25 million times, or it would take you from the sun to Neptune, the furthest planet in the solar system, 100 times. So what Shopify is trying to do is they're trying to offset all of that carbon used. They do talk about how putting products on a ship is actually very efficient compared to driving down the road in your car, but still they are responsible somewhat for that carbon. So they're encouraging people to download this, and then you can just use the offset calculator. So if you said 253 orders were shipped last month, that is 0.26 metric tons of CO2 emissions in that month. And then to pay for an offset to plant trees is only under $1.95. So that's pretty good. Even if you put it up to 1,265 orders a month, it's still only going to be $4.75, which is about the same price as the coffee. So it actually is genius in my opinion, and everybody should download this app. I've signed up and you should too. Completely free apart from when they charge you for your orders, but it's, as we've just seen there, is so small. And currently those contributions that you give will be funding the Jaripara Forest Conservative Project in the Amazon rainforest. So I encourage you to get Offset, and we'll move on now to order tracking. So order tracking by TrackingMore. This is probably one of those essential apps that every store needs, because customers have the right to know where their package is. They don't actually have the right to know, but it has become expected in e-commerce. If you go on pretty much any store, they'll have a tracking page, and you can go in and you can put in your tracking number, and people will be able to see where their product is in the world. So really fast app. It's not going to affect your page speed or your load times, and you get 50 free orders on the starter plan, which is free. So you have the dashboard to see where your orders are going: pending, in transit, out for delivery, delivered, expired, failed attempt, and exceptions. Nice little pie chart there. And then we have the tracking page, which you can install on your own page. You get to do a bit of personalization here. Green, color psychology, it's positive. And then you can change the width, and you can even do this little sneaky thing where you can hide keywords. Some people want to do this. You don't want to expose the fact that you are dropshipping, but yeah, you can hide things like China, AliExpress. You can even hide the tracking numbers, the carrier name, the logo, and the product quantity and contents, and even the order note from the supplier. Then if you scroll down to additional text setting, this is where you can personalize it a bit. As it comes, hey, pop your order number here to just see where your item is in our beautiful world. Quite nice, but you can change that to suit your brand, of course. And then if you want to change anything in terms of translation for your local language, then you can do that as well. So if you wanted to manually create an order, you could take your tracking number from your supplier. If you're not using something like DSs or Yakkyofy, then you can just pop it in here, put in the order number and the courier, and then make it the customer. You can send out emails, so I would obviously recommend having your own email address. If you're going to sign up for a domain, I'd use GoDaddy because they come with email addresses. So I've got something nice, connor@ferncity.com, which is quite professional. And that, of course, will be the email that says this is where your order is. And then you can go in here and choose all the couriers that you'll be using. I've enabled all of them, pretty sure. And that just, is going to save you a bit of time. And, you can upgrade. We'll just have a look at the plans. $9 a month for 250 orders. Pretty good. And then all the way up to $400 a month for 30,000 orders a month. But right now, I'm good with 50. And as you can see, it's just a very simple tracking page. You can pop in your order number and your email, and then you can just hit track and they'll send you an email. All right, cool. Okay, and that is that. That's another 5 apps for you to use in Shopify. I hope that you can use them well. If you do find them useful, please let me know in the comments below. And if you want me to review or explain any other apps, then do that as well. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Good luck in dropshipping and e-commerce. See ya.